Let's return to one of the main stories that we've been covering here on Al Jazeera, the flooding in Pakistan. The United Nations has made another urgent appeal for help, saying the crisis is even bigger than the Asian tsunami. Lawrence Lee has been down to one relief centre in London to find out what pledges have been made here in the United Kingdom.
In a few days' time, with a bit of luck, somebody in Pakistan will have one of these blankets to sleep under. Across much of the world, there are aid warehouses like this, with medical supplies, tents, water filtration systems being gathered up and flown out to be distributed by people who feel a duty to help. Yet, given how gigantic this disaster is, it's clear that this kind of thing is nowhere near enough for the long term.
There's no question, of course, that organisations like this are doing everything they can to help, but the apparently lacklustre public response is all the more concerning when you consider that the area of Pakistan that's been affected is the equivalent, for example, of a swathe of the United Kingdom running right from the south coast up to the north of Scotland and beyond, being entirely flooded.
Compared to Haiti, for example, this disaster has been characterised by relative lethargy in terms of response. The United Nations has appealed for $469 million in aid for Pakistan, saying without it more people will undoubtedly die. So far, it's only been pledged just over half that amount. The US has promised the most aid, $150 million, most of which will go towards the UN's target. After criticism that no Islamic country had offered anything, Saudi Arabia will give $107 million. The European Union, under severe internal financial pressures, doubled its commitment to $70 million, followed closely by the UK, which has said it will give $64 million in aid.
This is a poor country without the means to cope with a humanitarian disaster like this.
Public appeals like this one in the UK have had some effect, raising tens of millions, but somehow for many people it appears this disaster doesn't resonate like Haiti or the Asian tsunami. The man who fronted this appeal said, like many, that Westerners may be suspicious about giving to Pakistan.
I think there'll always be, because of what Pakistan represents in the world today, with its relationship with the West, with its relationship with Afghanistan, and I think there is a problem in people's mindset that this maybe isn't something that they don't actually have a compassion for these people.
And indeed, this aid agency said it was concerned its own shipments could be targeted by bandits.
Everyone's desperate for food and medication and basic items, so when they know there's a big shipment going through, you're becoming a target. Even when you get to a village, the vulnerable people that you're delivering aid to also become targets. So we're having to ensure that we have security for the logistics and also security for the people.
Pakistan's flood problems are massive, and the people who've been displaced will spend months and months having to rebuild their lives, villages, crops and cattle herds. Given the lack of sympathy elicited by their problems so far, it doesn't bode well for the winter. Lawrence Lee, Al Jazeera in London.